Good morning, students. In the last lecture, that is the second lecture, we saw about the impulse turbine. Okay, and in impulse turbine, there was one example which we saw, which is the Pelton wheel turbine. Okay, from this lecture onwards, for the next this lecture and the next lecture, we are going to see about reaction turbine. Okay, now under reaction turbine, there are we are going to study two types of turbine. One is the Francis turbine, and the next is the Kaplan turbine. Today we are going to study the Francis turbine. Okay, so first we will see what is a reaction turbine. Okay, now in the last lecture we saw about impulse turbine. What happened in impulse turbine was water was made to fall from a very great height. Okay, and it was made to come out of a nozzle. Okay, so in that process potential energy got converted into kinetic energy. Okay, and the total energy which fell upon the turbine, okay, by the water, okay, the force exerted by the jet on the blades or on the turbine, it was totally made up of kinetic energy. Okay, there was no other energy involved. Why? Because after the jet was released from the nozzle, it came in contact with the atmosphere. Okay, so there was no pressure energy in use there. Okay, but in reaction turbine, the runner, okay, the runner, what is the runner? Okay, it is a series of blades which are mounted in a turbine of a Francis turbine and Kaplan turbine. Okay, the reaction turbine utilizes both pressure energy and kinetic energy. Okay, this happens because the reaction turbines are generally they are covered by a casing. Okay, they are not open to the atmosphere. So in the case of reaction turbine, both pressure energy and kinetic energy are utilized, and hence the turbines are known as reaction turbine. Okay, and the turbines which utilize only the kinetic energy are known as impulse turbine. Okay, so we'll move forward. This is the diagram of a Francis turbine. Okay, we'll see the diagram in detail in the next slides, as well as we'll see a video. Okay, now first we'll see the main parts of a Francis turbine. Okay, first is the penstock. It is a large size conduit which conveys water. Okay, now penstock, okay, is a pipe, a large conduit or a pipe which conveys water from a higher level, that is from the reservoir up to the turbine. It is known as the penstock. Okay, next is the spiral or the scroll casing. Okay, now as I told you, reaction turbines have a casing around them. It consists of a closed passage whose cross sectional area gradually decreases along the flow direction. Area is maximum at inlet and nearly zero at the exit. Okay, in this case it is a spiral casing is there in the reaction turbine, such that at the inlet the area is maximum, and as we go forward the area goes on decreasing until the exit at which the velocity or which, sorry, the area is zero. Okay, next is the guide vanes or the wicket gates. These vanes, okay, the guide vanes direct the water to the runner. Okay, we'll see what is runner. We are seeing runner word many times. We'll see what is runner in the next slides. Okay, and in the video you will understand what is a runner. Okay, governing mechanism. Okay, now this mechanism, governing mechanism, this changes the position of the guide vanes. Okay, to affect a variation in water flow rate. Okay, by the use of governing mechanism, we can either increase the water flow rate or decrease the water flow rate. Okay, now why do we have to increase or decrease the water flow rate? Okay, it depends upon the electricity requirement at that moment or the load condition. Okay, how much electricity we have to produce at that moment. Okay, on that the water flow rate depends. Okay, we will vary water flow rate according to that electricity requirement. Okay, the next part is the runner and runner blade. It is the driving force on the runner. and it uh, drives due to both impulse and reaction effect. Okay, we'll see that in the next slides. The number of runner blades are usually between 16 to 24. Okay, and last is the draft tube. It is a generally expanding tube which discharges water passing through the runner to the tail race. Okay, now after the water has moved through the runner blades, it exits through draft tube. Now draft tube has gradually increasing area so that the high velocity water can exit, okay, through a very low velocity. Now the modern Francis turbine is an inward mixed flow turbine. Okay, okay. Now if we see here, the water enters from a penstock. Okay, it enters radially. Okay, it enters radially, but it leaves downward axially. Okay, now this is the shaft to which the generator will be connected. Now these are the guide vanes which guide the water to the runner. Okay, runner blades. Okay, now these are the runner blades. Okay, they are approximately 16 to 24 in numbers. Okay, which rotate the water. We will see that in the video. Now the modern Francis turbine is an inward mixed flow reaction turbine. Now what is meant by mixed flow? Okay, that means the water enters radially but it leaves axially. Okay, in the case of Pelton turbine, the water struck on the turbine tangentially. Okay, so it was a tangential turbine. Now this is a mixed flow turbine. Water will enter radially but it will leave axially. Okay, and it is inward flow. Inward flow means water under pressure enters the runner from the guide vane towards the center in radial direction and discharges out of the runner axially. Okay. Now the Francis turbines are the most common types of turbines. They operate under medium head and also require medium quantity, that is medium discharge of water. But in the case of impulse turbine, okay, it was required for high head and low discharge of water. Okay, impulse turbine is required for high head and low discharge, but Francis turbine is required for medium head and medium discharge. Okay, so most number of hydroelectric power plant use Francis turbine. Now it is employed in the medium head power plants, and this type of turbine covers a wide range of heads. Okay, water is brought down to the turbine through a penstock and is directed into a number of stationary orifices fixed all around the circumference of the runner. These are known as the guide vanes. Okay, the head acting on the turbine is partly transformed into kinetic energy, and the rest remains as pressure head that I have said before. Okay, this difference of pressure between the guide vane and the runner is called the reaction pressure, and hence the turbine is known as the reaction turbine. Okay. Now in Francis turbine, the pressure at inlet is more than at the outlet. Similarly with the velocity is more at the inlet velocity is more at the inlet compared to the outlet. Unlike the Pelton type where the water strikes only few of the runner buckets, in the Francis turbine the runner is always full of water. Okay. Now in Pelton turbine what happened? The jet struck a single bucket at a single time. Okay. But in the case of Francis turbine, the runner buckets are always full of water. Okay. All the runner buckets are always full of water. After doing the work, the water is discharged to the tail race through a closed tube of gradually enlarging section which is known as draft tube, which we'll see in the time. Okay, now we'll see the video about it. Okay, so this is an example of draft. Water enters radially and it leaves, okay, at a axial. Okay, now as we see, Francis turbine can be used for head from 45 meter up to 400 meter, and discharges of 10 to 700 meter cube per second. So it has a very wide range of head and discharges. So it is the most common type of turbine used in hydroelectric power plant. Okay, now this is the main component of the Francis turbine. Okay, now this turbine assembly consists of a number of blades which are known as the runner blade. Okay, if you see these blades, these are known as the runner blade. Water enters radially, and it leaves axially. Okay, this is the direction of water. Water will enter here, and it will leave in the downward direction. Now this is a runner blade. Okay, over which the water will strike. Now what happens is, as the water strike on the one side of the runner blade, low pressure will be created. On the inside of the blade, high pressure will be created. Okay, now due to the difference in pressure between both the side of the blade, there will be a lift force applied. That means the blade will tend to lift. Okay, so a lift force will be applied on the blade. Okay, and again, now as the water is striking the jet, okay, there is a kinetic energy. Okay, at this place what will happen, there will be impulse force. Okay, so the Francis turbine, okay, is not just a reaction turbine, it is a combination of reaction turbine and some amount of impulse turbine. That is, due to difference in pressure, okay, there is a lift force here, so it is a reaction turbine. And due to the jet striking, due to some amount of kinetic energy, the jet strikes the plate, so impulse force is applied. So the total force applied on the runner blade which makes it move is reaction force plus impulse force. Reaction force is nothing but the lift force. Okay, now as the water will strike this runner blades, the kinetic energy and the pressure energy will go on decreasing, and these energies will be transferred to the runner blades. Okay, which will move, and over which a shaft will be connected, which will generate electricity through a generator. Okay, now this is a spiral casing. Spiral casing means as we go inside, the area goes on decreasing. At the inlet the area is maximum, and at the outlet the area is almost equal to 0. Okay, now there are some vanes provided here which are known as guide vanes. Okay, these are guide vanes which are provided. They guide the water up to the runner. Okay, and with the help of guide vane we can also either increase the flow rate of water or decrease the flow rate of water. Okay, we can decrease the flow rate of water or we can increase the flow. This here it is shown through the help of guide vane. It is nothing for used for flow rate control. Okay, and lastly, this is the draft tube which is provided at the end of the Francis tube parts. Okay, now what happens here is, water leaves the Francis turbine, that is the runner blades, with a very high velocity. At this point, as the velocity is high, pressure is very low. Okay, so what happens, we provide a draft tube. Draft tube is nothing but a component having increasing height, increasing area. So in the draft tube, at the inlet the area is less, and at the outlet area is the maximum. So area gradually increases. So what happens, the pressure increases, and hence the high velocity flow comes out of the tail race with a low velocity. Okay, now what does this help in? It helps in decreasing the cavitation effect on the pipes. Okay, so I hope you have understood the working of Francis turbine. Okay, in the next lecture we'll see the second type of reaction turbine, that is the Kaplan turbine. Thank you.